All right, brother. What you want to speak about today, man? You here to debate or you want to speak about a topic?
No, I just want to holler at you. Whatever. I know how it is. Like how it is to get the content. So when you get some people up here, it'd be a good time.
Yeah,
But I just wanted to politic with you more than debate.
for sure,
And
man.
I got this theory, and I like what you do, bro. Like I always say you almost like the one dude who the girls can't get mad at because you got that mushy voice. So so your
Man, they
voice,
still be getting mad though.
yeah. So like it don't come off as harsh as somebody can say it like me because I'm a straight shooter, whatever. So it is what it is. But my thing is, I want to know if you can help me bring this point home. I came up with this theory that black women are the new white men, and I
I know where you're going with it. Go ahead.
okay. And so what I mean by that is, I feel like let's take it back to slavery just a little bit. So as human to human, we all knew that slavery was wrong, but as a white man, I got to enslave black people because that what was appropriate at the time. I knew that it was wrong, but I still knew that I could do it because people who gonna ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Who gonna stop you? You outcompeted. You won a
Right.
competition.
And I feel like black women are the same way. Like right now they have the leverage, and I feel like they kind of abuse black men. Like for example, child support. You know it ain't right how they abuse the system, but they do it because they can get away with it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that, well, okay, so you're saying that black women have leverage because they can use certain systems to get away with things. That's what you
Right.
were saying.
While knowing that is wrong in morality, but they
Yeah.
do it because the law of the land say that they can.
Okay.
So to me, do that make black women the new white men? Because they take on these roles in several different parts of black men life. I feel like that's the leading cause of death for a black man. It's probably a black woman. No, I'm serious, and I always say this like because my mama, that was my first toxic relationship with a woman.
Well, I could say this in regards to, black women and women in general, but since we're speaking about black women, they do commit a lot of the termination of unborn children. I'm not saying the A word because we can't use it on YouTube, but they are high in the numbers of terminating unborn children. So yeah, and for that, in that case, we would say that yeah, they're decreasing the black population and stuff like that because they actually have that choices. It's only their choice. Men, we don't have any choice when it comes to that. So in that sense, I understand what you're saying. When we're speaking about black women having leverage than more leverage than black men, that's not true.
How so? Now we can get into that. How so?
Yeah. So just in general, women don't have more leverage than men collectively. So when we're speaking about men versus women, they don't have leverage because men, we are physically stronger. So that means that we wield the enforcement mechanism. So men, if we come together, right, we can put all the laws and regulations and rules and everything, and we can enforce all of these laws and regulations as well because we're stronger. We wield the enforcement mechanism. So with that, if I'm just looking at it logically and going all the way to the root, and what you say, black women have leverage, I wouldn't say that they have any leverage. I would say that they have leverage over weak men.
Well,
So
okay.
weak men,
So
yeah.
let me expound upon that.
A lot of people have leverage over weak men. Don't matter what race you are.
Now these are factuals, and I agree with you, but it's not determined to the strength or physicality level of the man, and let me tell you why. Because it's kind of like the slave that was an overseer. I it's not that we were scared of the slave that was an overseer, is that he had the backing of master. And
He willed it. I get what you're saying. So, and that's what I mean. The slave that was the overseer willed it the enforcement mechanism. So he wielded the white man's power with guns and numbers. So then we're outnumbered and outgunned. I get what you're saying, but that is still the weak. The slave overseer is still a weak man, meaning that he was susceptible and influenced to go against his own people.
I don't know about it being weak, because that, logically speaking, because we having a logical conversation, that's not saying that everybody on the plantation was weak. We know that not to be true. So this what I mean by this, because like, let's say I'm a strong man, right? But she got the backing of the court system, and the court system allows her to get the children, which puts me at a disadvantage, no matter what type of strength I was bringing to the formula in the first place. So that's leverage that we can't really do nothing about unless we gonna spend.
No leverage. You focusing on the effects. That's when manipulation happens. You chose to sleep with that woman unprotected and have a baby by her. So the onus, you know what I'm saying? So this the thing. We all have choice. There's people that just make the wrong choices, and they're going to feel the consequences of those wrong choices, because we are in a system where, yeah, the courts favor the woman when it comes to child support, when it comes to alimony and all of these things, right? So the courts is going to favor the woman when it comes to divorce. That's what we're pretty much talking about. So, yeah, so that's why we do this podcast here, and we speak about women's nature and men's nature, so men don't make these foolish decisions, so they don't make the wrong choice, so they don't pick the chick that got 3 baby daddies, mad tattoos, and dancing on a stripper pole. Because, dog, she's going to wreck you in court.
All right, my boy, check this out. Let's take the court side of it. Let's take the woman who also has leverage in the situation, police. And guess who shows up? Men. Manipulates the cops, say, hey, he hit me. My choice don't even matter at that point if I touched her or I didn't. She manipulated that, and that's leverage. Femininity is leverage. And we all love a feminine woman. We'll die for them, go to war for them. But she can also weaponize that.
For sure. Anything can be weaponized, my dear friend. What I'm trying to get you to understand, I understand what you're saying. And you're looking at it from the reactionary standpoint, right? You want to be proactive. So I encourage men and women to be proactive, so you don't have to go through the things that most people went through. So you don't have to go through all of those consequences. So yeah, that makes sense. If you choose a chick that's going to call the cops on you and lie to you about they making up a story and all of this stuff, which many men been through, right? It's like, my dog, you chose the wrong chick.
And you know what, though? I ain't gonna lie, my boy.
From a reactionary standpoint, though, we know that things favor women because we built this society to protect women.
See, but at the same time, like, the process of vetting a woman, especially in the beginning, it's almost impossible, because when we first meet, I'm getting a representative of this woman. All right, and everybody was like, you should have chose a better chick. But like, from what I thought I had, she was straight up. She was an A1 chick. But then one day she flipped shit. Her neck turned all the way around.
Changed.
Yeah, changed. And you count for that change. You don't know when it's gonna come, if it's gonna come. And these are
this excuse in your line of reasoning is the same excuse and line of reasoning that women make when they meet a man that, sold them a dream and said that, they were going to be in a relationship with her, but he's just clapping cheeks and got her in sex zone only. This is the same excuse that women say that, well, he was good and the vibes is all great, but then he turned into a narcissist, right? So these are all reactionary things, meaning that you go ahead and make a choice and then you feel the consequences of it. So now you have to react to it to try to figure things out instead of being proactive. So it limits the consequences that you will experience, and you don't have to be so reactionary to try to figure things out. So I would say to you, my dear brother, is the same thing I tell to women. You want to go ahead and look at the nature of women. What is the nature of women? What do we know about women? We know that women are hypergamous. So that means that they're hard to satisfy. Right. They look for quality over quantity, right? We know that the nature of women, that they're very susceptible to outside influences, meaning that if you have a woman that went through a whole lot of things, that means a lot of things influenced her. She went through stuff with her ex. She was raised in the system or maybe without a father. And she had a whole lot of things that influenced her, that programmed her thinking because she's so susceptible. So if you choose a woman like that, well, you have to deprogram her in order to get her to follow your lead. So you want to try to mitigate risk. Right. Yeah. So in that standpoint, you want to mitigate risks. And that's when you're looking at it to being proactive. When you're looking at it proactive, you're mitigating risk. When you're doing things from a reactionary mindset, you're like living in la la land almost. Yeah. You're just like, well, let's blowing in the wind. It's all about the vibes. Maybe her beauty blinded you, so you really couldn't see the truth. Maybe the woman didn't see the truth in the man because what he said blinded her, so she couldn't really see his actions. So I get what you're saying though, man.
No. It's cool. Like, this ain't I'm just trying to help. Because I know how you talk through situations. I was just trying to land that point in my head.
No worries.
I'm straight. I picked the right chick.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, you're speaking in general too, from a standpoint where it's like, guys, we gotta kind of, like you're speaking at it from a standpoint where it's like, what do we do in a society like this where things kind of benefit women and it's not equal? That's the thing. You're trying to like equalize everything. Forget about equalizing everything and just know that try to be the best version of yourself. And speaking to the men out there, try to be the best version of yourself. And it's like this. Competence leads to accomplishments, which then leads to true, genuine confidence. And when you got that true, genuine confidence, right, you have options. When you have options, you have an abundance mindset. When you have that abundance mindset, you have the ability to be intolerant of females' inadequacies. Most men don't have an abundance mindset, so they'll tolerate a lot of BS from chicks because they don't have any options. The other thing is that a lot of men that was raised from a single mother, their mother imprinted their worldview onto their son. So then the son wants to save a woman, right? He want to save a hoe. He want to save a chick because what he's doing is just pretty much projecting onto the woman from what he's seen in his mother. So he's seen that his mother went through things and she was struggling, but I still love my mother. So, But then you project that onto the woman you dealing with and you're like, well, yeah, she, she came from, she didn't have a father, she's in the hood, but she cute, but I love her. I see her like I see my mother. No, my nigga, that chick isn't your mother. And that chick is a chick that you need. It's crazy. Like, you don't choose that chick.
And that's why I said that, a lot of men don't know that they first toxic relationship with a woman is with their mother, because literally your mama, she is raising you to be the man that she never had, not for the current crop of women that's being bred. So
exactly
opening up those for sex and red, basically. Like, they don't want they know, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was teaching me to be a gentleman for a Glorilla, and it just wasn't. But my mama should have looked at the state of the game and be like, okay, listen, this what I need to get you up to par for these type of women and not the traditional women that was dying out like dinosaurs. Yeah.
I feel you, brother. But listen, 2K, I appreciate the support, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Good conversation. I'll have you back, brother. I'm going to go ahead and get to the next caller, okay?
All right, bro. You take care, man. Appreciate you.
Have a blessed one, man. All right, chat. Go ahead and get the likes up, man. Everyone that's tuning in right now, go ahead and like the video. Get the likes up now. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.